Part 4. The Fall of Tyler Graves. Ethan wasn't just playing to win, he was playing to survive. Because now, Tyler knew. And the moment a man like that knows your name, you're already marked for death. The first blood Ethan should have ran. But runners don't become kings. So, instead of leaving town, he did the opposite. He showed up to Tyler's penthouse, unannounced. No disguises, no lies, just face-to-face, wolf to wolf. Tyler, cool as ever, poured 2 glasses of whiskey. "You've got balls, kid." Ethan took the drink. "I hear they pay well." They toasted. Both men knew it was a dance with the devil. Both men knew only one of them would walk away. Lena's final move. Lena wasn't watching from the sidelines. She was in deep, too deep. If the plan failed, she wasn't just going broke, she was going to prison, or worse. So she made a call. One Ethan never saw coming. She called Tyler's enemies, the ones who had been waiting to take him down for years. And she struck a new deal. Let Ethan handle the takedown, then you handle Ethan. Because Lena wasn't betting on Ethan. She was betting on herself. And that's when the real betrayal began. The war begins. Ethan's plan was in motion. The hedge fund was bleeding out. The stock prices were plummeting. News stations were eating up the scandal. Tyler's empire was seconds from collapse. And then, the first gunshot. Ethan's bodyguard, dead. Second shot, barely missed Ethan's skull. An ambush. Tyler wasn't going down quietly. He had called in favors, and suddenly, the plan wasn't about money anymore. It was about who would make it out alive. This is the final war. The final betrayal. The moment where Ethan either becomes a king or a corpse. If you're still watching, hit that like button. Subscribe to Money Grit. Because what happens next, you won't see it coming. Back to the story. The blood money decision. Ethan had one shot. One move left before it all crumbled. He had to disappear. But there was one problem. His money, his assets, all frozen. Tyler had pulled one last trick. So now, Ethan had no escape. Unless he did the one thing he swore he'd never do. Rob a cartel. The cartel gamble. The cartel wasn't just dangerous. They were the kind of people who don't forgive. But Ethan had no choice. He set up a fake investment opportunity. Convinced them to wire $100 million into an offshore account. Then, pulled the plug. Vanished. It was the perfect crime. Until it wasn't. The final betrayal. Ethan had escaped the gunfire. He had crushed Tyler. He had stolen enough money to disappear forever. He was untouchable, or so he thought, because as he sat in his private jet, champagne in hand, he got a text message from Lena. Just 2 words. "I win." Then the pilot turned, and Ethan saw the gun. To be concluded. Ethan thought he was playing chess. Turns out he was the pawn. One last chapter left, one last twist. Does Ethan make it out? Or does he pay the price for every sin he's ever committed? Part 5 is the final showdown. Hit like, subscribe to Money Grit. Because next time, we end this devil